Hello, welcome to UBC. My name is Sifat. I'm a PhD candidate at the Department of Civil Engineering at UBC, and I also did my master's from UBC Civil Engineering Department. As a result, during my years at UBC, I have been contacted by many graduate students who will be coming to UBC, just got admission offer letter, and they have some questions regarding UBC policies or what to do as the first steps. And regulations might vary from department to department, and with every year they make some changes. So I would always recommend to check the websites for updated information. But based on my experience, UBC sends out offer letter for say September session. We will be receiving your offer letter in the month of March or even before that, and the offer letter usually comes with the funding information. So wait until you get your offer letter, because the funding offer might vary. Usually department and UBC as well has a minimum policy for the funding, but based on the availability of the funds, professors might give different funding opportunity to different students. The first question that I get from the prospective graduate students is that what should be the next step? So I would say the first step is to accept your offer letter if you have already decided to come to UBC, and then proceed with your visa application, because that will take a longer time. And regarding the preparation in Canada, the renting options are either you can rent an apartment by your own, say one-bedroom apartment, and the rent is usually quite high, from maybe 1,500 to 2,000 or over 2,000 CAD. And another option is to share with others, and in that case, if it is like one room sharing, and there are say 3-bedroom house and shared washroom, in that case 700 to 800 per person. But if you have an attached washroom, then it goes as high as like 1,200 CAD. So Vancouver is quite expensive, and to get these ideas you can take a look at Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, Kijiji, and some other rental websites. But one thing to know is most rent options would be for 6 months or 1 year lease, and usually the owners don't respond to people who are contacting from outside instead of those who are coming in person, and there can be a huge queue in the application process. For one unit there might be 4 or 5 applications. So the best way would be to either get Airbnb or some short-term rental and move in Canada, and then you can look for a place by yourself. And alternatively, you can contact in Facebook Marketplace and try to get those shared accommodations for that short time, and then move to a new place where you want to go. As for UBC on-campus housing, this is a really nice campus, and students have a lot of options. So you can go to UBC housing website and fill in your application, which will be valid for 1 year. That means once you apply, there will be a wait list, and when your time comes, they will email you regarding those available slots. And at a time, one applicant can apply for multiple, I think 4, if I'm not mistaken. Even though you are looking for off-campus housing, maybe I would suggest right after you accept your offer letter, put in an application for the UBC housing, because you never know whether you want to move into on campus, and it's not that you will get right away. It might be taking 6 months or 1 year. And when you look for accommodations online, sometimes the main concern can be whether the link is legit or fraud, or there's some things that you need to know. Honestly, it's very difficult to know without actually being there in person. And but you can get some idea, like when you are talking to the person, if they ask for advance money payment without showing you the unit, these are some suspicious behavior, and it's better to avoid those. And for the rent, say if it's for the month of September, usually you should start vigorously searching for and contacting people end of mid-June or 1st of July. That's here in Canada. The rent starts at the first day of the month usually. And there is a 1 month in advance notice if you want to discontinue the lease or something. So that's the usual way, like 1 month in advance. That's the best time to know if an unit is available or not. And regarding the location for off-campus housing, one thing you should know that Vancouver has a very good public transit system. There are buses everywhere, and there are train, we call it SkyTrain or Canada Line stations. So those can help to commute from longer distance if we are considering to get a unit which is good and the location is quite far. That is something can be compensated because of that transit system. But then again, it depends on person to person. Some people would really hate to travel that long. So in respect to off-campus housing close to UBC, maybe like a half an hour radius location would be good. But if you are willing, you can even go further. The next question is whether you can bring cash in Canada. Yes, you can, and whichever, say if you are bringing US dollar and you want to convert it, I would suggest to check the currency conversion at different exchange locations instead of just the bank, because bank rates are usually lower. And before you come here, so once you have your airlines ticket booked, make sure to buy health insurance online in advance. And it's important for visitors in Canada to have a health insurance. However, for UBC students, we have iMade option, and we pay it through our tuition fees anyway, so we are covered for the first 3 months, which is good. And make sure when you come here in Canada to apply for the MSP, which is our basic health insurance plan. And for students, I think you have to pay like a $75 or something like that. But for Canadian citizen or permanent residents, you don't need to pay that MSP. It's covered by the government. The next thing is regarding mobile plan. So there are several companies you can check online. For example, Fido, Virgin, Chatr, Rogers, TELUS, many more. I'm not covering all of them, so you can just check. But one thing, make sure that you choose the plan which has unlimited Canada-wide incoming and outgoing, and then data plan included. Now, depending on your users, you might need less data or more, but some data is good so that you can always use it on the go. But most of the places have Wi-Fi, and that shouldn't be an issue at all. However, for newcomers, because you need credit card before you can buy these mobile plans. These are like monthly plans that we pay for through our credit cards, and because of that you might not be able to get it right away, but what you can get is tourist SIM card. So the best suggestion would be to get a tourist SIM card. Even at the airport you can get one, and later on you can decide which mobile company plan you want to go with, and sometimes they are combined with the set as well. So if you want to get a 2-year contract, then you can choose that, so you have your phone handset plus your mobile plan included there. And since we bring money to Canada when you are coming for the first time, you might be wondering where do I keep the money, which bank to choose from. So there are several banks. Once again, please do your own research, check which bank you want to go with. But one thing I want to mention is that there's no hard first rule that you have to stick to that bank. So you can choose any at the beginning, and then if you have a better option you can move to another. There are some banks like CIBC, RBC, TD, BMO, and many more, but on campus we have CIBC and BMO, so these two, and Scotiabank. So those would be convenient for UBC students. And remember, all these banks, they offer some good deals for students or newcomers in Canada. Say if you open an account, they might give you an offer for like a $400 CAD, like cash, or like a credit, or $50 credit. So you can check these offers with compare with different banks, and they comes with some rules and some preconditions, so make sure to ask about those. But these are fairly good deal and easily achievable. For the internet at your place, usually, as I was saying, everywhere there will be Wi-Fi connection, but if you are sharing as bedroom, or maybe you are sharing with some other people, then make sure to ask them about that. But if you are getting your own unit, like you are renting an unit, then you will have to get your internet connection through either Shaw, TELUS, or some other companies. And just to give an approximate idea, it can be like from $50 to $70 per month, depending on which company or which offer or which broadband speed you are choosing. One important thing is, right after you come here, you need your SIN number, social insurance number, which is going to be linked with your employer, which is our UBC, maybe civil engineering department or some other department. And without that number, they won't be able to process your funding. So make sure to get that done as soon as you come here. And before coming here, even try to check online if you can book an appointment for the SIN. Then it will be easier, like you know your landing date, and if you have an immediate appointment, that helps. Otherwise, there's also option for in-person SIN application, and that would be even faster than doing online. So look out for the locations of SIN applications. And same thing for the banks, actually. If you can book an appointment online before coming in Canada, that would be the best, because even in the banks, for account opening, you need appointment. It's not that you can just go in person, they will open account for you. and getting an appointment might even take like a month or so depending on your location. So it's getting more complicated nowadays after COVID because of reduced manpower and etc. So try to get appointments beforehand. And all the things or some links I will be giving in the description below. So if you, that helps, take a look at that. But please note that I just shared my opinion, my experience about UBC graduate life that I have faced when I came here. And it's been a while, so there might be some changes as well. So please make sure to check that as well. Thank you and good luck. Welcome to UBC once again.